everyone, it's Bunnibi. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be learning how to create some mood boards for some of my favorite characters, and hopefully they're your favorite characters too. I thought this would be a fun exercise and just a fun little project and kind of like a little bit of an art study, which will be fun. Alright, let's get into it. Although you probably already know what a mood board is, this is the definition of a mood board for those of you who are new to it. An arrangement of images, materials, pieces of text, etc. intended to evoke or project a particular style or concept. So the three random characters I decided to do today are Cinderella, Frieren, and Sailor Moon. I'm gonna start out with Cinderella today. I'm going to use Google Images and Pinterest to find some fun images to piece together. Mood boards are typically used to plan a project of some sort. So for instance, I'd probably use a mood board, or I'd probably create a mood board if I wanted to create a new character, or use a mood board to make a character, stuff like that. Which might be a fun video too, so let me know if you'd like to see that. But today we're just doing existing characters just for the fun of it. And just started hunting down a lot of images for our Cinderella mood board. I was trying to look at like all kinds of different stuff. I was looking, at the 1950 Cinderella. I was looking at just some other people's interpretations of like aesthetic kind of stuff. I was looking at light blue color palettes. I was looking at clocks for like, it's striking midnight, and then bluebirds and castles and just all kinds of stuff that would be related to her in some way. I was also looking at like a bunch of like real dresses, stuff like that, things that I think I'd use like for a reference, which I probably will end up using these mood boards in the future for like drawing these characters again. So these will actually come in handy for future use for me. So once I had selected a bunch of different images, whether it was like from the Disney's 1950 Cinderella movie, so then I just started grabbing all my images that I had collected and just kind of started randomly placing them on my canvas. At first I thought I was gonna do like a kind of like a cluster of images and keep it all clustered, so I was laying it out, and piecing everything together like that, but I didn't really end up liking how that looked. So once I got all the images placed, I actually just went ahead and started taking it apart and rearranging it a bit in like a bit of a nicer format. And then I just took some of the colors in the images and made like a little color palette, like for her dress or the background, for instance. It's like making a little collage of things, and I love making collages. I haven't done this in a long time. This is my first time like making an actual mood board though, so that it was really fun. And in no way am I taking any credit for any of these, since the images aren't mine at all. I'm just doing these for personal use and for fun. And if you guys want to use them too for drawing these characters, go for it. They're perfect for references. I've used a lot of mood boards off of Pinterest or things in the past to create a drawing. I did try to keep everything aligned fairly nicely, but I did see stuff like where they overlap text and things like that, so I chose a font that reminded me of Cinderella. And just for fun, I put some sparkles in there. Okay, and our Cinderella mood board is all done. I really like how this one turned out. I think it's pretty looking, and I love making everything cohesive. It is so much fun. I enjoy it so much. Alright, and on to our next character. We are going to be doing Frieren from Frieren Beyond Journey's End. I recently just finished the anime, and I'm currently obsessed with it, and I think it was just a super good show. I loved the story. So then I just started gathering some pieces from the show, some shots from the show, And one of the things I wanted to include in this artboard was like the flowers that were Himmel's favorite flowers that like Frieren would use the flower spell on if you guys have watched the show. So I definitely wanted to include that in there. Just anything that would like be associated with Frieren or other characters, things like that. So I found I needed some greenery in there definitely, so I found just, you know, like a field, I found some flowers. I wanted to like showcase some of her magic. I looked at like books and grimoires, stuff like that. And then we were gonna start piecing it all together. So now that I knew like what my layout was for the Cinderella mood board, I just went ahead and placed everything as quick as I could, and we're going to start, yeah, making this look nice. I think this color palette is definitely going to be my favorite. I love the greens and the blues. And I was definitely in this one, I was like getting her skin tone and her hair color and all that kind of stuff as well. And I actually went ahead and I went and found the actual Japanese text and copy and pasted that into Photoshop because I thought it would make most sense to have that in this mood board. And it took me a little while to figure out how I wanted the text placed. Okay, and the Frieren mood board is all done. So now we are moving on to Princess Serenity specifically. I wanted to kind of have like, you know, that princessy vibe going. I would like to do a Sailor Moon mood board at some point too. So yeah, I was looking at like all these pretty wedding dresses actually based off of Princess Serenity's dress, so that was really cool. I couldn't decide if I wanted to like base it off of the manga, the 90s anime, or Crystal, so it's kind of ended up being a mix of them. But I found some nice moon scenery, some just pretty little sparkly images as well. But yeah, I ended up taking a lot of the 90s anime pictures and just, I think, like one from the manga. And we're just gonna start piecing all of those together, same thing again. I also found an image with really pretty structure that I thought would look kind of like the Moon Kingdom. So I put that in there because it looks really pretty. and started building a color palette, mostly based off of like the scenery and then some of it like the yellow from like her hair, stuff like that. But yeah, I'll have to pin these on Pinterest for you guys, so if you guys are interested, there's a link to my Pinterest just through my channel. I also love choosing different fonts or typefaces, things like that for these. It's so much fun to like try and match a certain vibe or, you know, or convey a certain emotion. So it's just a lot of fun. All right, so the 3 mood boards are finished. I know this was a little bit different this week, not like, you know, a whole lot of artwork, but definitely some design aspects in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments if you would like to see more mood boards created on this channel, or if you'd like to see some of your favorite characters turned into mood boards. Let me know and I'd love to do that. Likes and subscribes are greatly appreciated, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!